Hey everyone, welcome to this webinar today. My name is Melanie and I'm your host during this webinar, and I'm really excited to have you on as I teach you how to sell your art to customers all over the world without leaving your home. Now, if that is something that interests you, give me a yes in the chat and we're going to get started. Now, before we go any further, I want to take a quick second and introduce myself so you know who's talking. My name is Melanie. I'm the founder of Vision City Design Studio. I've actually built a successful online art business selling to thousands of customers around the world. I've been featured in live events, trade shows, and holiday markets. And I've also had licensing deals with Land of Nod, Ross, Wheat Paste, Greenbox Art Culture, and Whoopsie Daisy. I've also built a wholesale business selling my art prints and greeting cards into gift boutiques and shops all around North America. But here's the thing, guys, it wasn't always that way. And I want to take a really quick second and let you know. That's kind of like the highlight reel. But the reality is there was a time when I was really unsure of myself. I was always a creative person. I was always somebody working on art, but I had literally no focus. I didn't even have an identified style of my own. I was just kind of always working with a variety of clients all the time. And I was kind of just a chameleon for everybody else. And I felt stuck. And maybe you feel this way sometimes. It's kind of like, you know, there's something in you as far as art. You know that you have the potential to really earn a serious income with it, but you're not really sure how to package it, how to put it together, how to even step out into what steps. And so for me, I just felt like, well, I don't know what to do. So I kind of just didn't do anything. I just kept working with clients, which was fine. And I did enjoy it. But on the inside, I felt really like I wanted more. I knew there was something more for myself. And so that's really where I was at the time. And over a process of time, I decided to go ahead and launch my own products. During that process, I actually really found myself as an artist. And I'll share that with you more in a moment. But it really enabled me to build an online art business in a way that I never imagined possible. And so I want to just take a second and just reach out to you, because if you're feeling that way, like you have no hope, you're not really sure how to go about this, frankly, you just feel a bit lost, I want you to know I felt this exact same way. And that is why I'm so passionate to help artists and to do webinars, because I genuinely believe that artists need to know that there's hope. And they also need to know that there's people who are in the exact same shoes with them who have had success. And so that's really why I'm here. And I look forward to sharing more with you. See, artists started to really ask me questions as I was starting to have moments of success and different things were happening and real big breakthroughs were happening in my business, which I will share with you more of in a moment. But I didn't even know how to really explain it all to them. And so that's really where I started to do more training and workshops and webinars, because I felt like, how can I really help artists when I literally don't have the time to sit with each person one-on-one? And so that's really why I'm doing this webinar. And that's why I'm really passionate to help artists, because I am one. I'm not just some guru teacher. I'm definitely not somebody who ever thought I'd be teaching, to be honest. But I'm really passionate about it. And it's one of those things that's just like naturally poured out of me as a result of all the questions that I've been getting. So I'm really excited to share more with you. Now, my goal today is I'm going to help two different types of people. I'm going to help beginners to teach you how you can take your art and designs and create a real successful online business. And I'm also going to teach experienced sellers. I'm going to teach you the new rules for selling your art online and building a real brand. If you stay to the very end, I'm going to give you an awesome special gift, which is a PDF download. And it is my top 5 artist mistakes cheat sheet. This is what not to do when selling your art online. And I'm also going to be offering a Q&A at the end of this presentation where I'm going to answer the most frequently asked questions. And at the very end of this presentation, I encourage you in the chat to go ahead and type your questions into the chat. And if I don't answer your question, if I run out of time, for example, then I want you to know that I personally will respond to you within 24 hours of this webinar. So don't feel discouraged if I don't get to you. It's just sometimes impossible to get everybody's question answered. But your chat is absolutely on and working. So you can go ahead and type those questions at the end of the presentation, and that will give me the best chance to answer them. Today, I'm going to share with you 3 secrets. The number one thing I'm going to share with you is the biggest mistake artists make when trying to sell their art and build a brand. Number 2 is how to sell your art to customers all over the world without leaving your home, which is really the theme of this webinar. And number 3 is the easiest way to get new art fans and sell your art without spending any money. Now, if that excites you, give me a yes in the chat. Now imagine for a second you have raving art fans worldwide, you have a successful online art shop, and you're earning income while you sleep. Now all that from the comfort of your home. Now some of you are thinking, yeah, right, that sounds like a dream. But I want you to know that that is a dream, and it's a dream that has come true for me. And I know that this can happen for you as well. If you will listen in and lean in on this webinar, I want you to really pay attention to the things I'm about to share with you because I know they can absolutely help you. I'm going to deliver as much as I can in 60 minutes, but we all know this is a step-by-step process. If you need more training after this, then I want you to commit to go get it. Now, here are some reasons why you may want to learn how to sell your art without leaving your home. Now, these are some whys, okay? Because I really believe that every one of us needs to have a why for what we're doing. In other words, what's the motivation, right, behind why we're doing anything, while we're learning or why we're pursuing things? So for some of you, it might be that you need to discover your true art style. For others, maybe you want to spend more time with your kids. And frankly, you hate your job. And honestly, by creating your own art brand, you'll have more flexible of hours like I do. And I'll tell you more about that in a moment. Maybe you want to earn extra income for your family. Maybe you want to expand your cause or your message. Maybe you even want to tie your art to some sort of a charity. Like maybe you donate a certain percentage of your art sales to a charity. This is very common among artists, and that could be maybe your reason. Or maybe you just, frankly, you need to feel fulfilled as an artist. I definitely felt that way. I needed to find myself. I needed to really figure out what my message was. And maybe that's you. So maybe that's your motivation. And here's the thing, guys. These are some of the reasons why I believe artists fail, okay? The number one reason I believe that artists fail is they refuse to focus on one niche style. Secondly, they keep creating, but they will not market their art. And number three, they think they need to stock their basement full of art to sell it. And that is nothing further from the truth than that statement right there. Here's why I failed, okay? I'm going to show you my dirty laundry right now, okay? Straight up, because these are the reasons I failed. I failed because I had no distinct style. Now, when I say failed, I mean that I literally was not, I wasn't fulfilled as an artist, and I was not making a lot of income with my art. And here is actually myself, and this is a classic photo of me in a back room of a random locker room in an arena. And my husband is a rock musician, so I would literally travel with him from city to city. I've been doing freelance design for people and random different clients. And in some ways I enjoyed it. At first it was really fun. I was seeing a new city all the time. I'd come back to Toronto and touch base for a while, and then I'd go back out again. And I'd literally meet up with my husband in random places like Tokyo or London or Sweden and all these different places around the world. Now it sounds really cool and really sexy, but honestly, after a while, it actually started to feel really exhausting and frustrating because I felt like I was constantly working yet not ever really developing my own style. Those of you who do service design might relate to me. You're like constantly a chameleon for other people's art ideas. And I felt like I was exhausted because I was constantly working on other people's ideas, but I was never really pulling my own art style out of that. And I was never really building my own brand. And I remember it really hit me one day that I didn't have a style. And I know it sounds really crazy, but I didn't have an identity as an artist. I didn't have a real passion. I didn't have a real mission. I definitely didn't have a brand. I was just another designer. And I felt like a puppet because I was constantly just doing whatever anybody else asked me to do. And I was not really honestly honoring my own personal message or the things that really mattered to me as an artist. I remember one night I went for a walk with my husband. I call this the walk that changed everything because it was a stormy night in Toronto and my husband and I went out for a walk anyway. And we were talking and I was really venting to him about all these feelings I was having of frustration. I felt stuck. I felt like I had the same level of clients. I was making the same level of money. I didn't have a style. I wasn't excited. And I was almost turning 30. And I remember feeling like, wow, I'm going to turn 30. And I don't know, shouldn't I feel like I have more together by now and all that kind of stuff. And maybe you guys feel that same way too sometimes. And it's not about an age thing. This is definitely more just about looking inward and really having that confidence in what you're doing. And so I remember literally asking him to give me his thoughts about this. And he turned to me and he said, well, why don't you just become your own client, make your own art to sell? And I literally hit him and stopped walking. It was one of those aha moments. He said, why don't you just become your own design client? That hit me like a ton of bricks. Suddenly I was like, wow, I never really thought about it like that. me be my own design client. In other words, I be the one in charge of what I create. And that's when it really hit me. I've been creating art for all my clients, yet completely ignoring my own creative voice. And that's really when it hit me. I should really make my own art products. I should actually sell art that I've made directly to customers. I had never in a million years imagined that I would even do that. I always thought I'd be doing service for other clients. Now, some of you maybe already had this kind of a moment. Some of you might even be having it right now as I speak. You are just maybe realizing for the first time in your whole life that your art voice as a designer or an illustrator or a painter, it matters. And maybe you are the one who should be calling the shots. Not long after this amazing revelation, my husband and I decided to move from Toronto, Canada to California. Now, as you can imagine, it was a completely different culture, different weather, different overall vibe. We lived right near the beach, and it was an amazing time because I was meeting all new people. I was in a completely new place, and it was the perfect time of my life to really reinvent myself. And so I decided to launch my first ever art print collection. Now, here's the thing. I had to really look inward and figure out what was my style going to be and what was I really going to be all about. And so I started to really dig and really design and illustrate and find my own style within this time. I gave myself 3 weeks to launch my first 12-piece art print collection. They're going to be 11 by 14, black and white, only use recycled papers. I still had to find a screen printer, order supplies, build an Etsy shop, do a photo shoot, and plan a launch party. But here was the thing. I had no experience doing a product launch. I had no defined style of my own. I had no idea how to screen print, clueless on how to set up an Etsy shop, and I had never even heard of SEO. And by the way, no one knew who the heck I was. But here's the thing, guys. When you're passionate, you will dig and you will find yourself. Here's a photo, an actual shot from my screen printer. They sent me as they were printing them. And so I really just dug and I found my style. I decided to just go back to my original love of just black and white, black ink on white paper. And to this day, that is still my style. I remember the day I picked up my first prints. I literally smelled the paper just like this. It's kind of a goofy shot, but I could not believe that I was actually doing this. I was really stepping out, and I was at the same time terrified and excited all at the same time. My husband and a friend and I, we went out and did some photos of my products, and we kind of styled them kind of like a fashion shoot. I had had some fashion modeling experience in the past, and so I kind of just pulled on that vibe for my product shots. And so I had a lot of fun with it, and these shots I still use to this day. And this collection, years later, is still selling, okay? So it's kind of cool when you step out and you never know what's going to happen, and then things begin to really pop off and really work. And so I remember it was the night before my launch and I was absolutely terrified. I remember I was literally just hoping and praying that somebody, anybody would just buy a print the following day. I had made it really public on social media and I had a blog at the time. I made it really public to everybody, friends, non-friends, enemies, everybody, that I was launching a product collection, and I was just hoping that I wasn't going to feel like a total fool the next day. Launch day arrived and I miraculously got sales on Etsy. Now, I chose Etsy to be my online selling platform, and I still work with Etsy to this day and I love it. So it's been a really, really awesome journey, and I was shocked that I actually had sales on my launch day, and they're from people that I didn't know. And so I was so happy. I remember I cried. I literally cried with such joy. I was in shock. I remember my husband walked over to me. He's like, are you crying? I'm like, I know, it's so embarrassing. And he's like, well, you know what? Congrats. And he got it. He understood because he saw the struggle. He saw the blood, sweat, and tears that went into this collection and how I really pushed for it. Now, as anybody who has a little bit of success, I had a launch party, and at the time, I only had a handful of friends in that town, and so I kind of just said, hey, invite some people that know other people and tell them to bring their friends. So I literally opened up our apartment, and I converted our dining room into kind of like a gallery wall, and people were coming and going. Some people I knew well, other people I was just meeting, and people came in and they actually bought prints. I didn't even know that that was really what they were going to do. I thought it was just more like a fun party, but people all assumed I was selling prints. I didn't even have them packaged for sale, so I felt kind of unprepared, and they all wanted to pay credit cards, so I had to figure out how to use the Square Reader. And this is when the Square Reader really first came out. So my husband and I were kind of fumbling around in like the bathroom trying to figure out how to use a Square Reader. But it was an amazing night and so much fun and such a great party that I'll never forget this night. We literally ate cupcakes, had wine, and it's just had a really, really good time. That's my husband there on the right-hand side, and he was super supportive. All right, so then what happened next was I started to get contacted by other companies. For example, fab.com contacted me, and they asked me if I'd be willing to do a flash sale. And so what happened was I ended up doing a sale on Fab. And when you do a sale on Fab at the time, it's kind of like a flash sale. So you give their customers a specific discount. I think it's 40% discount. But you end up selling like a ton of pieces. But I didn't know that. And I ended up selling 491 prints in 3 days. Now, guys, that's just under $5,000 US. My husband and I, we cried again. We're like, I can't even believe this just happened. And how is this even possible? But see, this is the whole power of really stepping out. So I ended up doing more Fab sales where they featured me repeatedly on the USA website, as well as on Fab UK and Fab Germany in the city of Berlin. And it was just an amazing time. And I literally felt like I could not keep up with the amount of prints that I was shipping. It was amazing. So the Land of Nod ended up contacting me through a licensing company, and they requested for me to actually license some of my art pieces to them so that they could use them in their store. And so I literally got featured in Land of Nod, and they took my art and they put it on canvases. This was massive for me. This is within a few months of launching, and all of my friends and family were like, how did that just happen? And I literally was like, honestly, I can't even really explain it because all I did was put out an online shop, and then people started contacting me. Next, I did trade shows and craft markets, and this is when I really started to kick up the dust and sell a ton of products at a time. It was an amazing time. I've never hustled so hard in my life and sweat so much, but it was amazing. Now, I want you to know, guys, you can do this too. I personally now create a variety of online courses and programs because artists, just like you guys, they want to know how on earth I did this, and they really want help. And so this is actually a quote from one of my current students. Her name is Bryn, and she says, "Your class is exactly what I needed. I cannot wait to watch your other classes and get started with a brand new inspiration. Thank you so much." And here's Basia. She says, "Thanks. It's great how you just cut this big thing into small pieces. So it's not so scary as it seems. It actually begins to feel manageable." Now that is probably one of my best compliments to hear because I personally love to make things easy for people. I personally hate when things feel overwhelming and stressful. So if there's any way I can really kind of divide the process and really help it look and feel easier, that's like a huge win for me. So let's dig back into these 3 secrets, guys. If you guys are ready and excited, give me a yes in the chat and let's go. Okay, number 1, here we go. Number 1, this is the biggest mistake that I see artists make when they're trying to sell their art and build a brand. They refuse to focus on one niche style. Now, what do I mean by that? Artists can be all over the place, okay? This is a perfect example of what I mean. When I was running my own art business, I did all of these different things. I did corporate logo design. I did wedding photography. I did band shirt design. I did baby portraits. I did business brochures, skateboard art. I did music photography, music packaging, actor headshots, event poster design, and website design. Can you imagine how much of this stuff I was doing? Here's the thing. There's no way I could have really specialized in any of those things because I was doing way too many things. Now here's a quote from one of my heroes, actually Ryan Clark and Don Clark from Invisible Creature. They're an amazing design studio out in Seattle. I've always looked up to these guys because they have such a defined, incredible style. And they are actually quoted in saying, "Art is vast, find your niche." I remember thinking niche, what on earth does niche mean? And niche is really when you are in a very specific market. It's when you really focus your energy on only targeting one specific market. Now, as you can see, since building my online art brand, my focus is extremely clear. I specifically now focus only in minimalist black and white art, and it's always printed on recycled paper. So now people know exactly what to expect of me. They're not like surprised by new art collections that I launch, and they really love to follow along on this journey of building art products that are black and white on recycled paper. So now to this day, this is my defined style, and this, guys, is why my art print business has gone successfully, okay? If I had been all over the place trying to be everything to everyone, to this day, I promise you that I still would not be making any money, and I definitely would not have been building a brand. Now, how many of you are ready for secret number 2? How to sell your art to customers all over the world without leaving your home. You need an online art shop. Now, some of you right now are kind of rolling your eyes, maybe thinking, okay, obviously, but here's the thing, if it's that obvious, then why aren't more artists doing it? I meet so many artists all the time who are brilliant. They've got sketchbooks full of art, and they've got canvases leaning in their basement all over the walls, but yet I ask them, is any of this for sale online? And they say, no, it's not. I just posted on Instagram. It's like, that's awesome that you're posting on Instagram. At least you're doing something, but you need to create an online presence and an online shopping environment where people can just straight up buy your art. This is a place where people can find your art products online so they can actually buy from you. Now, I remember one day I was in my signage class in college. I went to college for graphic design, and my signage teacher said this. He said, no sign is a sign of no business. Now, here's what he meant. Now, Target. Everybody knows what Target is, right? Even I'm Canadian, and we don't have Target anymore, unfortunately. I really miss it here. They all closed in Canada, which is a bummer. But Target is something, it's kind of like Walmart, right? We all know what Target is. If you drive by that bullseye symbol, you know that inside that store, you're going to find everything to do with personal care, even food, things for your baby, all the stuff, right? It's a department store. It's got like so many different departments inside of this store. But what if you drove by a store that looks exactly like this, and all you did is take off the sign? When that sign is removed, suddenly it's just a warehouse and nobody cares. Nobody's going to go in. No one's going to pull up and walk into that store. Why? Because now it's a nothing. It literally has nothing. All the same products could be inside, but until somebody puts an actual sign on there and calls it Target, we're not going to trust it. And so that's how a lot of us look online. We have all the talent in the world, yet we're not willing to actually give our store a name and give ourselves an actual location online where people can buy our products. You might say to yourself, yeah, but I already have a portfolio site. Now, portfolio websites are great, but they only serve your clients. Now, what about people who are art fans who just love your style, are inspired by you, and will love to buy something from you? So maybe they don't have $500 to get a logo design from you, or maybe they don't have $300 to hire you to design them a poster. Maybe all they've got in their pocket to spend with you is $20, and they want to know, do you have something for $20 I could buy? And maybe there's 100 people out there that have that $20 that want to spend with you. But here's the thing, if you are not making any of your art available as a product, then how can they buy them from you? You can create sets and packages to increase your income from sales in your shop. And this has been a life-changing decision for me in my business. You're probably thinking, yeah, but setting up an online art shop is stressful, right? It can be if you do it on your own, but with a guide, it'll take you a fraction of the time. All right, guys, now who's ready for secret number 3? Now, this is the easiest way to get new art fans and sell your art without spending any money. Now, I don't know about you, but this excites me because I like being able to do things without spending money. Guys, the answer is selling printables. Now, for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, printables are actually digitally downloads of your art, okay? So some people call them digital downloads, other people call them instant downloads, but all the same, printables, digital downloads, it all is when you can actually sell your art as a digital file. You upload it to a selling platform, and when somebody buys it from you, they download it themselves and print it themselves. And so I sell these all the time, and I sell prints for $20. I sell my digital downloads for $7. The beauty is there's absolutely no shipping or printing involved. So it's a wonderful system that I don't have to actually worry about, and it happens literally in my sleep. You can actually make money while you sleep, for real. Some of you thought I was kidding or being cute, but no, like I genuinely wake up sometimes and I've had sales overnight. Keep in mind, people can buy from any part of the world. So I have people buying from England, from Sweden, from Tokyo, you name it. It's amazing when you actually set your art up online and to have it downloadable and then purchased as a digital product. I absolutely love this model, and this has actually become a really huge part of my business. See, when you're actually creating art that you have to print, You have to think about all kinds of different things. And this is not a bad thing because I do this too. But you have to think about, okay, what kind of paper am I going to use? Where am I going to buy the paper? What kind of printing method am I going to use? Where am I going to buy the printer, or am I going to hire a printer? Am I going to do print on demand? I mean, there's so many things to think about, and there's so many costs involved in all those decisions. So when you go ahead and you actually sell your art as a printable, you literally don't have to worry about so many things. All you have to worry about is creating art and marketing it as a printable, and that's it. And so that's what I really love about selling art as printables. Some people might say, OMG, do people really buy printable art? The answer is yes. About half of my current sales are printables. So here's a quick recap of the 3 secrets. The biggest mistake artists make when trying to sell their art and build a brand is they refuse to focus on one niche style. And how to sell your art to customers all around the world without leaving your home is to build an effective online art shop. And the easiest way to get new art fans and to sell your art without spending any money is to sell printable or digital download art. Now, maybe at this point in the webinar, you're thinking to yourself, okay, that's been great, but I have other questions, okay? You might be wondering, well, how do I take great photos of my art? Or how do I ship my art to other people across the globe? You might also be wondering, how do you actually build an online art shop? And even which shop should I even work with? Should I go with Amazon? Should I go with Shopify? Should I go with Etsy? How do I know who to go with? Or you might even be thinking, wait, how do I actually take payments securely? I mean, I don't want to be responsible for people's credit cards. I mean, all that kind of stuff. You see, all these types of questions, this is the reality. It's impossible for me to share everything I know with you right now in a 60-minute webinar. And so that's why I took the time to create a real empowering course bundle for you. Now, I'm going to save you some time, some effort, and a ton of stress. Now, here's a quote from one of my students. She says, I've been working through your course and I'm loving it. Thanks for compiling so much helpful information. Now, I highlight the word helpful information because here's the thing, without that helpful information, it's a real struggle trying to figure it all out on Google Spacebar. Trust me, I've done it and it ain't cute, okay? It's definitely not fun trying to figure it out alone. I'd rather take somebody's information and actually ask for help and take it. Here's another quote from Brian. He says, thank you so much. You've given me so much hope and inspiration after going through your course. I was so lost about what to create for my own products. I was a designer who had been rendering services to corporate customers and employers who don't appreciate my contributions. At times, I had lost my identity as a designer. Now, you have given me some great ideas as to how I can tap into my design skills and knowledge. Now, I highlighted a few things. He said he felt so lost, and he said he felt like he had lost his identity as a designer. I absolutely relate to that, and many of you probably do too. Maybe you feel lost. Maybe you feel like you've lost your identity. Maybe you haven't even created your identity as a designer. Maybe you've been so buried in just the monotony of getting art out the door for your design clients or your illustration clients that you're not even looking inward anymore. Now, I want to really talk to you guys about that. Aaron says, thank you for this thorough class. It has been so helpful to me as I really want to start an Etsy shop. Now, the old way is so you could design for only one client at a time and hope that there's another client following them. Does that sound familiar? Where you're working on something and you're literally like, I don't have a client after this person. So when you're done and you get paid for that one logo, you're like, oh my gosh, I hope somebody else gives me a job this month because otherwise, how am I going to pay my rent? Right? Maybe you guys have felt that way, and I absolutely relate to that. The new way is you design once and you get paid over and over and over again. And that's what excites me about products. Why keep creating other people's brands when you can be creating your very own art brand? So let me ask you a question. Has this webinar inspired you about your own art and designs and the potential of building your own art brand to sell to customers all over the world? If so, give me a yes in the chat right now. You see, I want to share a program that I've created just specifically for you about how to sell your art online and actually make a real income in a way that is actually going to work for your lifestyle. So if it's cool with you if I share, give me a yes in the chat right now. Now, first things first, I want to share a special gift that I've created specifically for you, for those of you who actually sign up with me on my program. Now, what you're going to get is you're going to get a printable art selling machine. Now, this is a course that's comprised of video training and a checklist. And this is an amazing course all about how to build a printable art selling business. Now, this is, as I was saying earlier, printables are something that is growing in its sales more and more and more. People are realizing how convenient it is to be able to download printable art in the same way we might download a movie nowadays, or how we might download a book, or how we might download some kind of another type of training like a PDF. In the exact same way, nowadays you can actually download your own art and print it off yourself, and customers are loving it. And artists alike are loving it because then we can make an income while we sleep, literally. So if this is something that interests you, then you want to stick around and see more about this program. You're going to get this free today, and I never offer this free, so this is a major bonus when you join my Sell Your Art Masterclass. Now, the Sell Your Art Masterclass is an amazing program. It's video training, worksheets, and a checklist. Now, this is an amazing step-by-step program. This is going to offer you all the different steps in order to build a really effective online art selling business. I'm going to teach you how to define your perfect customer, how to discover which platform works for you, how to create stunning product images, apply SEO to your art listings, shipping that is made super easy, how to decide how to do printing, whether that's printing at home or hiring a printer or even doing print on demand. I'm also going to teach you how to keep customers coming back over and over again, as well as your launch and promotion strategies for your artwork. Now, this is specific for artists, designers, illustrators, and letterers. Those of you who make two-dimensional art, this is specifically for you guys. Now, all levels are welcome, so don't worry if you're just getting started. Or maybe you've been at this for a while and you're getting stuck in some part of the process. It doesn't matter where you are in this journey of selling your own artwork. I'm absolutely going to come alongside you and help you to build towards your own personal dreams. You might say to yourself, yeah, but I have a full-time job and I don't have a lot of time to focus on this. But that's okay, because you can work at your own pace. This is a lifetime access course, so it's never going to expire. You can use it at your own pace. And it's something that you can apply when you have the time to apply it. Some of you might be thinking, yeah, but I have young kids and I don't have any time to build an art business, even though I really want to. Here's the thing, I'm a mom too. I have a 4-year-old right now, and you'll be surprised at how you will find creative ways to work towards your dream. When I was really building my art business, my daughter, who's now 4, she was literally in diapers at the time. She was like 6 months, 8 months, 10 months. Those were like specifically the time when I was really, really pushing hard to grow my art business. And literally, she would have a nap for an hour and a half, 2 hours. And during that window of time, I would be running around working on my business. It might take you a bit more of a time, and it might be a bit more creative windows of time. You may need to get a little bit of help here and there. If there's a will, there's a way. You might say, but setting up an online art shop takes a lot of time. By following my lessons, you'll be up and running in no time. I really, really believe in cutting away all the waste of time things that people do and getting straight to business, getting straight to the point, and really doing things that are going to push you forward. That's what I'm all about in this course. Here's one of my students' quote, and she says, "Thank you for sharing your Etsy experience with us. I've just started my shop and I already had my first sale." Now, this is Lacey and she's an artist. And this is the kind of stuff that I love to get in my inbox. And these are the kind of notices I get all the time, because people need to know that there's somebody out there who's willing to help them. And that's really why I've done this. So what you're going to get the printable art selling machine, which is a $597 value. You're going to get that for free when you sign up today. You're also going to get the Sell Your Art Masterclass, which has a value of $2,497. You might even say to yourself, do these tools work for everyone? The answer is yes. No matter what stage you're at in your art selling journey, these tools are game changers. So the next thing I want to offer you is the Find Your Iconic Niche Style course. Now, this is a video training and worksheet. This course is something that has really, really exploded for me when it comes to all of my artists that I serve. My artists have been really, really freaking out about this course because this has literally changed the dynamic of how they work. So many artists have sent me letters and notices saying how much this course specifically has changed their life, okay? And I literally mean that with no mistake. People have sent me emotional letters because so many artists feel lost. They don't really feel like they have their own iconic style, their own identity. And this course is actually an updated version of that course. And this is an even expanded version that is specific for you guys. So you guys are the first ones to be getting access to this course, and I cannot wait for you to get a hold of this training. I've created a step-by-step system to help you discover your true art style. Now, would that be helpful to you? I absolutely love helping people find their style. It's kind of like giving them a mirror and helping them to find really themselves. You might say, yeah, but I like lots of styles of art. So do I. But it wasn't until I focused on my true niche style that my business began to take off and sell to people all around the world. See, I'm not saying you can't love lots of different styles, and the reality is I do too. Same with fashion or art and all kinds of different things. But it wasn't until I made the decision to focus my style and my art style on one thing that my actual business began to take off. So what you're going to get the printable art selling machine for free. You're also going to get the Sell Your Art Masterclass, the Find Your Iconic Niche Style class, as well as, let's see, when you sign up, I want to also offer you a special bonuses, okay? There's going to be 2 bonuses I'm going to give you guys that I am really excited about. Let's see what bonus number 1 is. If you're ready for bonus number 1, give me a yes in the chat. Okay, the first thing I want to give is the social media marketing for artists. This course I'm really, really excited for because this is an action-packed course that's really designated to teach you how to really build your art brand on social media. Now, I specifically dive into Instagram and Facebook in this course. I'm going to talk to you about the best posting strategies that work for artists right now. I'm also going to teach you how to actually have things sell from your posts, both in Instagram and Facebook. I'm also going to teach you how to get 10,000 Facebook likes in under 10 days. I'll talk to you about doing lives on Instagram and Facebook and how that's absolutely revolutionized the game. There is very specific posting strategies as well as pre-posting so that you don't have to do it all every single day, but you can actually in one sitting do a variety of different kinds of posts so that you're actually getting ahead of the game and not being overwhelmed every day. Now that's something that's been a big game changer for me. You might say to yourself, yeah, but I don't feel comfortable marketing my own art or talking about myself in front of people. Now here's the thing, I totally get it. I'm going to teach you how you can reach out to people who already like your art style so that you are offering them a great solution rather than being some annoying self-promoter. But you're not going to be a self-promoter in a negative sense if you're just sharing what you do with people who are already interested. And that's really what I teach you in this course. So what you're going to get the printable art selling machine for free. You're also going to get the Sell Your Art Masterclass, the Find Your Iconic Niche Style course. You're also going to get bonus number 1, social media marketing for artists, as well as bonus number 2. Let's see what that one is. That is 7 steps to a best-selling art series. Okay, now the reason why I say series is because when you launch one art piece at a time, it's kind of like trickling into a water, right? But when you actually launch a series, you make a big splash, okay? And that is why I think it's so important to launch a series of art pieces. And that is the way that I actually made the biggest splash when I first launched my art pieces. Now, at the time, I didn't realize the power of doing that because I was just kind of doing what was intuitive to me. But I have learned so much about how to launch a successful art series. There's actually a structure of how to make sure that you're actually creating kind of like an all-star art series that will actually sell really, really well to your custom audience. And so that's why it's really, really important. This is a video training and worksheet, and this is very, very powerful on how to build a successful art series. You might say, yeah, but I don't even have any art products yet. Perfect. This course is designed to help you build an all-star art collection. Some of you might be a little bit overwhelmed and feel like, I don't know where to start. I just have random pieces of paper with art on it around my house. Because what I'm going to help you do is to actually build from scratch an entire collection. You can actually go through your own pieces and see which ones are going to fit. Some are going to be winners and some aren't, and that's okay. Some of you are going to actually design from scratch. As you are working through this course, you can actually go ahead and create from scratch based on what you learn from this course. So some of you are going to be creating, others of you are going to be kind of editing and cutting away the ones that aren't going to work and others that are going to work for your audience. And that's really what this course is all about. Don't wait until you know who you are to get started. This is an amazing quote that I found in a very famous book called Steal Like an Artist. And what it really means is don't wait till you have all of your ducks in a row and everything perfectly lined up and all of the perfect finances and all these different things that we think we have to have in order to start a business. There's been so many things that I've been forced to learn by stepping out. And so that's the importance of actually going for it and taking that leap of faith. Now, in this program, I offer you worksheets and checklists, and these are all to keep you on track. I'm a huge fan of checklists. Like every single day I have a checklist because it helps me to visually see where I'm at with my, work for the day or for the week or for the month. That's the reason why I've created worksheets and checklists that you guys can either print out or you can keep them in a digital format, whatever is easier for you. So what you're going to get is the printable art selling machine, the Sell Your Art Masterclass, the Find Your Iconic Niche Style course. You're also going to get bonus number 1, social media marketing for artists, and bonus number 2, 7 steps to a best-selling art series. Now the total combined value is $5,285. Now, obviously I'm not going to charge you $5,285. But let me ask you a real quick question. If all this did was teach you how to build an art selling machine where you can earn income while you sleep, would that be worth it? Or if all this did was teach you how to truly find your iconic niche style, would that be worth it? Or if all this did was help you to build a real profitable online art shop, selling to customers all over the world from the comfort of your own home, would that be worth it? You see, that's why I've made this course, because I had 2 options. I could make a really short basic course that only helps artists do one thing, or the second option is what I could actually listen to what artists have been asking me for and offer them what I know that they really, really need. So if you had a printable art selling business, a focused niche style, a successful online art shop, a best-selling art series, as well as social media marketing strategy, what would that be worth to you? You see, that's why the value is what it is, because truly, it's not just about a cost, it's really about investing in yourself. So you'll be able to start selling art products today. You're going to earn income while you sleep, and you're going to be able to reach customers all over the world. You're going to be able to get rid of wasting time roaming the internet for answers, wasting money creating stock that does not sell, and getting rid of frustration of not knowing what to do next. Now that I feel like was what was really annoying for me, was not knowing what to do next. And so many of you feel that way. And if you feel that way, give me a yes in the chat, 'cause I feel your pain. Not knowing what to do is probably the most frustrating feeling ever. I truly believe that time is the most valuable thing we have. We can always make more money, but we cannot make more time. And so that's why I don't want you guys to be wasting time trying to build something all by yourself. I really want to help you along to push things along faster for you. I wasted so much time fumbling my way around Google, feeling frustrated with my results, and being unclear of my personal style. So that's why I've created video training and worksheets and checklists for you guys. So what you're going to get is a printable art selling machine, the Sell Your Art Masterclass. You're also going to get the Find Your Iconic Niche Style course. Bonus number 1 is the Social Media Marketing for Artists course, as well as 7 steps to a best-selling art series course, for a total combined value of $5,285. But for spending this time with me and for joining me today on the webinar, I want to offer you this entire program for a very low price of $597. Go right now to visioncity.biz/sellyourart and you can join right now. And I'm also now offering a 2-payment plan where you can pay 2 payments of $300. And this way it's a bit easier in order to kind of spread out the payments. A lot of artists have requested this style of payment plan, and so that's why I'm now offering it. For those of you who actually joined before midnight tonight, I'm going to give you an amazing bonus, okay? A midnight bonus specifically for those of you who joined today. I'm going to give you the Email Marketing for Artists course. This is a video training and worksheets. Now, this is an amazing, amazing tool that's going to help you to build an actual real email list. This is the best way to stay connected to your own tribe of followers and buyers, and it's actually 5 times easier to sell somebody something if they've already purchased from you than it is to start to sell to somebody that you've never worked with before, who's never bought from you before. So that's the power of an email list. You can do so many different email marketing campaigns, a whole bunch of different strategies that I want to share with you. Sending people directly to their content directly to their inbox is still by far the most powerful way to really build a business and to develop customer loyalty so that you continue to sell to them. Now you're going to get that free today when you sign up by midnight tonight. So here's what you're going to get. You're going to get the printable art selling machine for free as well. You're going to get the Sell Your Art Masterclass, Find Your Iconic Niche Style course. You're also going to get bonus number 1, social media marketing for artists, as well as bonus number 2, 7 steps to a best-selling art series, which had a combined value of $5,285. But for joining with me today on this webinar, I'm going to offer it to you for only $597. And for those who join this program by midnight tonight, I'm actually going to also include the email marketing for artists midnight bonus that's going to be specifically given to you. Now, if you join at 12:01, that actually goes away. So you're going to want to join by midnight tonight in order to go ahead and benefit from that incredible midnight bonus. Go to visioncity.biz/sellyourart to join right now. Now guys, I once paid an art biz consultant $500 for 2 hours on the phone. Another time I paid a fellow designer $75 for 30 minutes on the phone. Now, I talked to them both about, art business. I talked about marketing. Now, were those things important to me? Did I learn things? Absolutely. But the value of what I've assigned to those things is not even a quarter of what I'm actually offering to you guys. And so I just want to share with you guys that the value you're getting in this program is incredible. It is actually unheard of to be getting this many courses and the actual content of these courses for the price that I'm offering. So when you go and join today, you're going to see a page that looks a lot like this. You can go ahead and read over the page of what is included in this special webinar offer. And then you can go ahead and click on the Join Now button on the right-hand, lower-hand side there. You can pay with either credit card, with PayPal, or you can actually pay with PayPalCredit.com. If you're not familiar with that is, PayPal Credit is when you actually apply to PayPal. And when you're approved, they'll actually drop $1,000 into your PayPal account that you can then apply to this payment, and then you're actually going to get 6 months free of interest. So this may be an option for those of you who maybe are not wanting to pay with your credit card or PayPal. You can actually use PayPal Credit and not have any interest for 6 months. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and join the Q&A portion of the webinar, where I'm going to go ahead and share some questions with you that are really frequently asked questions, but I also want to be able to answer any questions that you might have. So go ahead and type them into the chat. If for whatever reason I don't address the question that you've asked, I will be going over the chat afterwards and answering any questions that I missed over email. So if I do not answer your question, either myself or my assistant will be able to reach out to you over the next 24 to 48 hours and answer your personal questions. Now, the first question I want to answer actually for you guys is, people ask me, is this a lifetime access course? So in other words, does this course expire? And the answer is yes, you get lifetime access. This is not going to expire, or you don't have to complete it by a certain date and then have it taken down. This is something that you can work on your own pace and work towards your own art business goals on your own schedule. So that's one of the real benefits of this specifically designed program, is I've done it that way on purpose. Because a lot of my students are, in school, or they have a day job, or they have a family to look after, and it's literally like there's no way of really having the exact amount of time for everybody, right? So this is something you can work at your own pace. The second question I have is, how does the program work? So when you sign up, you're actually going to be receiving an email from me, and it's actually going to be giving you a link where you can actually go ahead then and click on that link and create your own username and password. And then that way you can get your own access to the course content. Now the course is going to come in a format of videos, and there's also going to be download sections where you can actually download and print off things to work on, like worksheets and checklists. And so this is really a really concisely laid out course so that you can go through each section one at a time. And there's going to be times during the course where I'm actually going to say, okay, I'm going to give you a challenge, like, go and do this one task and then come back when you finish this task and then continue on with the rest of the course. And that way you're actually really making progress as you're going through. I find that my students really love that, and so it really helps them so they don't feel overwhelmed trying to work on the whole thing at once. It's really one of those things where you can do step by step by step. Another question I get asked is, what if I sell more than one style of art? Like maybe you have a variety of styles. And again, I can't really stress enough how important it is to really focus on one niche style. So what I'm going to do in this course and in this bundle is really give you instruction on how to narrow your focus specifically for your art brand to one style. So I'm going to really ask you to choose on which style you want to focus on. And a lot of people have really sent me thank you emails about this specific thing because I really kind of helped them to force themselves to really find their real niche style. That's really been a game changer for a lot of artists, and I look forward to helping you guys find that. Another question I get asked is, what if I sell originals? Maybe you're not somebody who's selling art prints. Maybe you sell original paintings or watercolors. Maybe you do fashion illustrations with pen and ink and gouache paint, for example. And you want to actually sell originals for a high price, okay? You can absolutely still do this course. I actually go through a section where I talk to you about deciding on what you're going to sell. So are you going to sell originals? Are you going to sell limited editions? Are they going to be signed and numbered, for example? Are you going to sell prints? Or are you going to sell printables, which we've talked about, which is the digital downloads? So there's a variety of things you can sell. You can even do a combination of those. Like I personally sell art prints, and I also sell digital printable downloads. So for me, that's the way my business works, and it's what works for me. But that may or may not work for you, so you are the one who's going to choose. But again, during this course, I'm going to have you make these kind of big decisions and help you to really narrow your focus so that you can really move forward. You can't move forward if you're scattered, okay? That's the honest truth. And so I want to be the one to help you to focus and then take steps forward, okay? Now, art packaging, people ask me all the time about packaging my art or their art for shipping. And I actually go through this in real detail. I actually show you how I package my own art and in the types of products that I use. I also show you different things that you can buy online and these online websites that I personally believe in. And I think that they're the best to shop at. So if that could help you again, this is also included in this course bundle. The other question I get asked is, how do I know who my customer is? So some of you are like, well, how do I even know who that person is? Again, in this course, that's one of the processes I will take you through. It's actually a worksheet where you're going to help to identify who your perfect customer is. So not everybody has the same customer, and a lot of us might think, oh, well, everyone's my customer. And the honest truth is that it's impossible for everybody to be our customer, okay? The sooner that you and I realize that we have a very specific focused customer and a very, very defined audience, then what's going to happen is we're going to be able to really speak their language, so to speak. We're going to be able to really relate to them. We're going to be able to really find them because we know where they might hang out. Like maybe they're a part of a Facebook group that all of one people group, maybe all moms or all female students between the ages of 18 and 22 who are into like hipster interior design. I mean, your people are going to be all hanging out in certain spaces online, and you need to know who your people are. Like, who are the people you're trying to reach out to? This is a really big deal, and so I show you how to do this in the course. Another course I get is, what if I don't have a professional camera? So when I'm talking about creating beautiful images, I am going to walk you through a process of how to photograph things if you have a camera. But you can also do a lot of these types of photographies now on the smartphone. As long as your smartphone is from the last few years, as long as you have certain lighting that I'm going to explain with you, as well as certain types of real sets and creating the right structure for your photography, then that's going to help you a lot. I'm also going to show you how to even create things digitally so that you can actually do that without photographing anything at all. And that's been a real game changer for a lot of artists who don't even feel confident or comfortable in actually doing any photography. So there's actually a way around the whole thing entirely, which is very exciting. So I'm going to share that with you as well. But again, that really concludes the questions and answers that I had for now on this webinar. But again, if I did not get to your question, please go ahead and type it into the chat, and don't be afraid to just ask your question. There's no such thing as a dumb question or a silly question. Every question matters. So go ahead and type it into the chat, and I will be sure to, either myself or my assistant will respond to you within the next 24 to 48 hours. And I really look forward to connecting with you. I hope that you will consider joining the Sell Your Art Masterclass. And again, you can go to visioncity.biz/sellyourart. And that is where you can go ahead and find out a lot more information, as well as take advantage of the midnight bonus, okay? If you sign up by midnight tonight, you're also going to get the email marketing course for artists, okay? This is an amazing bonus, and it completely disappears at midnight. So at 12:01, it'll be gone, okay? I want to make sure that you guys get in and you get this extra bonus, and I really look forward to helping you and teaching you. And by the way, I'm actually really accessible. Like, some people might put up a course and then disappear. I'm somebody who's actually reachable, and you'll find out more information about that once you join. I'm absolutely here for you guys to help you grow your art business, make a real income, and even make a real income while you sleep, which is really exciting. Guys, I look forward to having you join this program, the Sell Your Art Masterclass bundle. I look forward to helping you to grow your art business. And guys, don't forget to check your inbox to look out for my free gift that I'm sending you, which is the PDF download of the top 5 artist mistakes cheat sheet. And I want to thank you guys for joining me today. And again, don't miss out on this special offer that is a limited time offer that does expire really soon. Thank you guys, and I'll talk to you again soon.
Hi guys, Connie here with Constance Reader Botanicals, and I just wanted to take a moment this morning to give a shout out for Melanie Greenwood's new online course. I started taking this course a few weeks ago, and if you are like me, where you have dreamed of having a business selling your art and putting your art into people's homes so that it can be a light and encouragement there, but you just weren't sure how to make that work. You weren't sure how to get to a place where you have your own online business. This is the course that you want to take.
Hey friends, it's Erin. Just to give you a little bit of background, I'm a, 16-year veteran, aging myself, 16-year veteran of graphic design. I spent most of that time in the corporate world, and have recently just started to venture out on my own. And you know, as an artist, it's really easy to believe that you can't do this and that no one's gonna buy your stuff, and it's really hard to do it online, and blah, 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 right? We tell ourselves these stories, and there's this belief out there that it's really hard to make it online. And let me just tell you, this course that Melanie puts together makes it feel so easy.
Hi everybody, my name is Simone. I'm a freelance graphic designer and illustrator, and I'm super excited to say that this method actually works.
Hi, my name is Diane Pasquale. I'm an artist and animator. I am also the founder of Prism Light Studios Animation. And I just wanted to share my story with you guys, that her method works.
It has set me on the right path. Finally, after all these years of trying to put this together myself, start a business of my own with my art, and it has shown me what my niche is. It's helped me to discover that. It has shown me step by step how to put together a product line that I never even would have considered doing in the past. I said, I'm just really super excited about this course. If you are wanting to start your own business, selling your art, this is the course that you want to take.
And it feels like I'm back in business. I was struggling for a while. I played with ads, I got them, but it wasn't doing me a whole lot of favors. And I didn't really understand what the point was. You know, if you weren't getting people to opt into an email list. And Melanie explains this in an entirely new way that really makes you feel like you can get some traction under your feet, make some progress really quickly, and seeing those numbers just jump up just makes you feel really good. So it's worth the investment. She should be charging a whole lot more for this. So it's like a steal of a deal. Get it, do exactly what she says. It absolutely works. She's got a lot of great tips and tricks in there that you've probably never seen before, and it's going to help you understand this process a whole lot easier. So that's my experience. Thank you so much, Melanie. You're awesome. I can't wait to see what you do next, and you just keep kicking ass. Bye.
But again, thank you, Melanie, for putting those videos out. I'm so grateful I came across it, and I wish you guys would try the same and get amazing results. Thank you.
So this method is foolproof, it's affordable, and it's easy, so you have nothing to lose.